So my parents split up when I was like 6, and the only thing that I can remember back when they were together was them always fighting. It was probably about when I was like 5 or 6. I always had this teddy bear that I would like, like just hug and like cry on. And then I remember when my parents did split up, me and my brother had a choice to make to where we had to choose between our parents. Like, it should never be like that. I chose my mom, of course, but I feel like she had a lot of unhealed trauma that caused me trauma. I feel like she was never healed. She would come and go just like my dad would come and go. There was a point where I was just staying with my grandma all the time, and then my mom would come back in the picture and I would go with her because I loved my mom. It's like they were always fighting over us. I was a cheerleader, I played volleyball. My grandmother used to always be my biggest supporter. She was always at every game, every cheer practice. My parents really weren't. She died when I was in the 11th grade. She had had a heart attack and passed away. And I just remember thinking, like, things are going to be so different now, like, without her. I'm not going to have that support that I needed at the time. It kind of went downhill from there. I started hanging out with this crowd of people that were drinking and smoking weed. I got into this abusive relationship. The first 6 months, it was great. Again, he started putting his hands on me to the point to where, like, I couldn't hide that. I felt like it was an escape route for me to have somewhere else to go. And that's when I started like snorting cocaine. I was around about like 18. I did it because it made me to where like I just didn't care. And that's the state that I wanted to be in at this point. And then it was like after that, then I lost my mom. Even though like me and my mom haven't always had the best relationship, it was about a month after I lost her, I wrecked my car drinking and driving. Like it was just, I just didn't want to do anything the right way. I didn't care about consequences because I had been in situations where I should have gotten in trouble and didn't. So there was no lesson taught there. I didn't want to be here anymore, like to the point to where like, I didn't want to live. And I remember thinking to myself, I feel like if I just had a kid or if I had something to depend on me, I wouldn't feel like this. My mom died of April 2014 and I ended up conceiving December 2014. I had Ariana, my firstborn, in September of 2015. After I got her, like it changed me. I wanted to do right because she depended on me now. My dad stepping back into my life, and I remember him helping me because the whole first month I didn't know how to be a mom. And he really helped me a lot. Ariana was like a month old and my daddy died in a car wreck. And so it was like the only person that I had to kind of give me that little bit of guidance. Like, he was gone. I was okay for a couple of years, and it was like when Ariana turned 3, that's when I started like getting back out there smoking a little bit of weed here and there. Sometimes like I would feel sorry for myself, all these things I had to endure, like, and I was just mad at God because like, why would you take this away from me? Why would you put me through this? I just really didn't want to give him a chance. So I was 21 years old and I had lost both of my parents at this point. And so I kind of really lost faith in anything. One of the last drugs that I consumed into my body was fentanyl. That could have killed me. I didn't care. I can't even remember when I actually got to the point of not caring when I consumed in my body. I didn't know that for 5 months Drug Task Force had been watching me because I did drugs but also sold drugs. So one of the last times that I got pulled over, I was on my way to meet a friend. My own best friend set me up and told them exactly what I had on me, which is what I was meeting them with. That's all I had on me. I didn't carry anything else. And they pulled me over and said they knew everything about me, knew my every move, knew when I took my kid to school, just every little thing. I had gotten away with it for so long that like when I finally got busted, I was like, this is it. And then I'm not gonna lie, when I was in jail, I was really mad at the fact that I got set up by somebody that I trusted. So to have to tell my kid that, I'm in jail and I don't know when I'm getting out, it broke me for a little while to have to tell her that. I just describe it to her like, I've made some mistakes. I had to take accountability for those mistakes. I was at rock bottom at this point. I feel like for the longest, I was mad at God. These women would come and talk to us, and they would come and do like this little devotion study with us. I'm thinking to myself, I have did all these things to myself, like this bodily harm, by using. The least I can do is give God a chance, because I feel like I couldn't go wrong at that point. And so it just got to the point where like, I felt like that was my only option, to give him a chance to see what he can do in my life and through me. So when I was sitting in jail, I started getting some of the girls, and we would have a little like Bible study every day. Like, you got to do things like that, I feel like, in a place like that, because to kind of make it positive, that was just the turning point for me to give God a chance, because I was actually at my lowest. I realized I didn't want to live that lifestyle anymore, and that I wanted to detox. I was talking to the father of my kids while I was locked up, and he told me I got in touch with Monica at HRC, and that she sent the bed letter, and I just really didn't believe that I was getting out. I had been struggling for 6 months. I feel like God answered my prayers. Like, I prayed the last 2 months that I was locked up like I've never prayed before, because I didn't want to live that lifestyle anymore. I wanted to be a new person and not let people define me by my past. So when I got out and got to the Hills Recovery, I was pretty broken. I wanted to turn my will and my life over to God in jail, but I hadn't made it to that point yet. I think the first time I met Monica, she told me she loved me, and I'm thinking in my head, like, this woman don't love me, like, she don't even know me. I had a whole list of things that I had to accomplish through DHR, through the court system, and honestly, the first week that I was at the HRC, I knew that I wanted to get out of jail, but I was mad that I had to be at another facility. And I remember that our house mom at the time, she told me, just stick and stay. I was standoffish. I've never been the type to trust easily. And so I stuck and stayed. It's just something about Monica, like, it's just, she makes you want to do good. She believed in me the moment that I walked into that facility. I had no hope that I was even gonna stay. She's instilled a lot of good things in me, and to have faith in the Lord that He'll guide me where I need to be. And it's to the point to where this program has gave me so much in such a short period of time that, like, I want to work in some form of recovery and, like, give back. Each and every one of the girls that have came into HRC hold a special place in my heart. I love each and every one of them. I know that. So they became family. I don't have family to go back home to. It's just me and my kids. So we feel like a family. It's comforting to know that, like, I'll still have them. So, like, they are my support system. So Ariana, she's 10, and Kiara, she's 1.5. So she's been so understanding and has been, like, so patient through all of this, because a lot of times when I'm around her, like, she's always like, you know, when am I gonna be back with you, and things like that. And she's had hope through all this. Like, she's probably been one of my biggest motivations through everything. I did this for myself, but, like, to be a better version for her and her sister. She's gave me strength when I didn't have any. It wasn't just about recovery for me. It was about becoming a better version of myself, like, putting God in my life. Like, I didn't have a relationship with God. Teach her about God, and, like, you know, she's wanting to get baptized now. Like, I want her to understand it a little bit more. But she, you know, she knew that I got baptized. Now she wants to get baptized, and, like, she wants to learn all these things, and, like, it makes me feel good that she's willing, you know, because, like, I've never had her in church before. There were times that I probably wanted to give up, and I just thought about their faces. So I kept going, you know, kept showing up. That's my biggest thing is, you know, there's a lot of times where I don't feel like showing up, and I show up anyways, because that's the big thing, is just showing up, even if you don't want to. Show up anyways.